watching our planet.
Oh, you are? Okay, and let's get the decimals on there in the right place. I had somebody on their exit ticket that had decimals in the wrong place, so let's be very careful about that, between the ones and the tenths. So 32 and 697 thousandths. Okay, so let's just start with table 1. Table 1, what do I need to circle to round to the nearest tenth? The 6. And what will I underline?
The 9.
Okay. If I look at the 9 to decide if the 6 stays the same or add 1 is the game, what does the 9 tell me? Table 2? Add 1. So the 6 becomes, now flex your muscles like a hero.
Woo!
Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. So what do I have here for the answer?
32.7.
I had somebody write this and I counted it wrong. Why did I count it wrong? You don't need the 0. Very good. Okay, next one. I'm going to change the color of my pen. Rewrite 32 and 697 thousandths. And we're rounding to the nearest hundredth. So table 3, what should I circle?
The 9.
The 9. And what should I underline?
7.
Okay. So table 4, what does the 7 tell me to do? Keep it the same or add 1? Add 1. So if I add 1 to a 9, it becomes a 10, right? And regroup the 1. So the 6 becomes a 7. Now flex your muscles like a hero.
Woo!
Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. And Bronson said, it's the same, Mrs. Lewis. And I didn't know what he meant until I wrote my answer. The answers are the same, aren't they? Even though we rounded to different place values and they were different numbers. Okay, the next one. Table 4, would you help me out? What digit should I circle? The 2. What should I underline?
6.
Okay. Table 2. What does the 6 tell me to do? Add 1. So I add 1 to which number?
2.
So the 2 becomes a 3. Now flex your muscles like a hero.
Woo!
Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the round. Okay, now let's just say this was money. And I would only write it out to the hundreds. But would that number round to $33? Yeah, it would. I would look at the 6 and say, oh, change that to a 3. All right? Okay, let's go down and do the next ones. This time, there's 4 of them. So 10th, and I already know they're trying to mess you up. Because they've got 10th, 100th, and then they've got 10 and 100. So don't get fooled. And the number is 141 and 999 thousandths. A lot of 9s, so we have to be careful with the regrouping. So get this all written down and then take a look up here. Okay, we ready?
Yep.
All right, which table? Table 3. So, if I'm going to round to the nearest tenth, looks like I've got 2 9s there. So table 3, tell me what I'm going to do. Add 1 or keep the 9 the same?
Add 1.
So if I add 1 to 9, what does it become? 10. And what's 1 plus 1?
2.
Now flex your muscles like a hero.
Woo.
Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. So to the nearest 10th, it would be this, but what do we not need?
0.
Very good. Okay, so write it again. 141.999. And it looks like I'm circling 9s again. And underlining the same number, it's just in a different place value. So table 4, where are we here? Do I keep the 9 or add 1?
Add 1.
Add 1. So if I add 1 to 9, what does it become?
10.
Regroup the 1. If I add 1 to 9, what does it become?
10.
Regroup the 1.
2.
Now flex your muscles like a hero.
Woo.
Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. Now, do you understand why we don't need those zeros on there? It doesn't change the value, and if it's not money, we don't need it. Okay? Let's look at the next one. So, nearest 10. 141.999. Table 1. Which digit should I circle?
The 4.
The 4. And underline the 1. Okay, so table 1, what does that tell me? 1 tells me to keep the 4 the same or add 1 is the game. Keep it. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. I'm the only one saying it, making a fool of myself on a YouTube video. Just kidding. Okay, nearest 100. So, this is what I've got. Table 4, tell me. Keep the 1 or change it?
Keep it.
Keep it. So the answer here is 100. Now, does that make sense? Would 141 round down to 100 or up to 200?
Down.
Down. Okay. All right, let's look at the next page. We're just going to do the top one. It's a pretty good word problem. And you've got one similar on your test coming up. Okay. So I'm going to put boxes around a few things. A root beer factory produces 132,554 cases in 100 days. About how many cases does the factory produce in 1 day? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a case. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to decide how are we going to get from 100 days to 1 day? Multiply or divide? Divide. If I go from 100 down to 1, that's getting smaller, right? So we're going to divide by 100. That seems to me like it's going to be a zero trick or a decimal trick. So the number I'm dividing, 132,554, what trick am I going to use? The decimal trick. So I'm just going to rewrite it down here without my comma. Remember, the comma kind of messes us up when we use the decimal trick. Okay? So where is the decimal in this number? At the end. Okay? Now, which way will I move it for divide? How many for 100? So I'm going to end up with a decimal between the 5s, right? So this equals 1,325.54. Okay, now we're not done because it says round it to the nearest tenth of a case. So I want to show you how you do it without the chart because you're going to come across this quite a bit. Okay, and we need to get rid of the chart eventually. Do I care if you use it? No. And there are place value charts in the blue cart that you can use anytime. Okay, hold still. So if it's the nearest tenth, I'll circle the tenths place and underline the hundredths. Everybody do that. And does a 4 tell me to keep the 5 the same or add one? Keep it. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right change to 0. All the other digits stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. So how many cases does the factory produce in one day?
1,325.5.
Yeah, very good. So the factory, I'm not going to write that, but if I did, the root beer factory would produce 1,325.5 or and 5/10 or and a half cases a day. All right? Now that's all we're going to record.